Welcome to Dr. Fred Markets. This is not financial advice. Most people will never understand how crypto, AI, and global finance are reshaping the world. The rules are changing, and the ones who adapt early come out ahead. You're here. You're paying attention. That already makes a difference. Let's go.
Luxury handbags are trash. Your data center REIT is the real status symbol. Bitcoin is down about 1% today, Nvidia's red, but the S&P still grinds higher like nothing matters. At the same time, US-Iran tension cools on NPR while war threats still hang in the air like a bad Wi-Fi signal. And buried under Memorial Day mattress discounts, data centers and cybersecurity quietly become the new oil fields and tanks of the digital world. Here's the real signal. AI doesn't live in the cloud. It lives in warehouses that eat power like NFL linemen at a buffet. Those anonymous boxes on the edge of town aren't tech. They're real estate with rent checks signed by Amazon, Apple, and every AI startup desperate to not go offline. Now blend that with today's other quiet story. The Pope just wrote an encyclical making AI ethics a religious-level issue. When the literal Vatican blesses AI as a moral battlefield, you get one thing: more rules, more compliance, more surveillance, more digital infrastructure. Second signal: every new rule creates a new attack surface. AI ethics, privacy laws, sanctions on Iran, social media moderation, all of it means more data logged, more connections, more targets. Every time governments protect you, another server spins up, and another cybersecurity team gets a budget increase. You don't fix that with slogans, you fix it with hardware, cooling, and a small army of nerds with security badges. Third signal: wars stopped being about tanks a decade ago. If US-Iran tensions flare again, the real first strike happens in fiber cables and cloud accounts, not just desert skies. Knock out a payment network, a port logistics system, or a satellite link, and you do more damage than a missile on a runway. Which brings us to the cliff. While everyone doom scrolls headlines, Wall Street quietly treats data centers and cybersecurity stocks like boring utilities instead of frontline war assets. Here's the connection no one spells out. Data center real estate plus cybersecurity is one trade: the digital landlord and the digital bodyguard. The landlord owns the castle: racks, power, land, fiber. The bodyguard defends the gates: firewalls, endpoint security, threat intelligence. AI ethics, privacy law, and geopolitics all feed the same beast. More data stored, more AI models run, more attacks, more spend to protect it. Pope writes about AI conscience. That means compliance dashboards and secure storage of every ethical audit log. Iran peace rumors? That's more fragile global connections online, which raises the cost of any cyber misfire. Memorial Day gadget sales?
Does what you just heard make you want to learn more, to dig deeper, to ask better questions? That curiosity is exactly what separates people who understand finance from those who don't. Most people stop at the surface. You're going further. Let's continue.
Millions of new endpoints entering the grid, every one of them a new doorway for attackers. So here's what you learned today. Digital war and AI ethics literally cash out in rent and security invoices. The mechanism is simple and ugly. First, AI growth and regulation force companies to hoard data and run heavier models. Heavier models mean more GPUs, more power, more floor space. That's data center REIT revenue. Second, every law and every conflict that pushes more life online increases the number of vulnerable systems. That vulnerability becomes line items: SOC teams, threat hunting subscriptions, zero trust architectures. That's cybersecurity revenue. Third, both sit on long-term contracts. You can cancel a streaming service in 30 seconds. You don't rip out a secured data center in the middle of a compliance review or a cyber cold war. Now, what do you actually do with this? Again, this is not financial advice, but here is the truth. If you only bet on AI stocks like Nvidia and ignore the landlords and bodyguards behind them, you're speculating on the party and skipping the people who own the bar and sell the bouncers. Step 1. Look up data center REITs in your region. The tickers are boring, the tenants are not. Check occupancy, lease terms, and how much AI or cloud exposure they brag about. Step 2. Map the biggest pure-play cybersecurity names. Who sells endpoint protection? Who guards the cloud? Who runs security operations platforms? Look at how their revenue tracks each major cyber event or regulatory change. Step 3. Ask yourself one brutal question. In a world where AI ethics hit the Vatican and Iran headlines never really disappear, Do we use fewer servers and less security next year, or more? You don't need to predict Bitcoin's next tick to act on that. You just need to accept this. The new military-industrial complex runs on cooled racks and encrypted packets. You either own a slice of the digital fortresses, or you rent space in them and pray their firewalls never blink. 3 takeaways. 1. AI ethics and geopolitics don't just create think pieces, they create recurring bills for compute and security. 2. Data center REITs and cybersecurity stocks form a single ecosystem, storage plus shield. 3. Stop thinking of them as tech. Treat them as the power plants and defense contractors of the 21st century. If you learned something real today, hit subscribe and come back tomorrow. The headlines lie, but the cash flows don't. This is not financial advice. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel and check the links in the first comment below.
That's it for today on Dr. Fred Markets. I hope this gave you clarity and a new perspective. Remember, this is not financial advice. Always do your own research. If you found this useful, subscribe. It's free and it helps the channel grow. Find me on the blog at drfredmarkets.com and join the newsletter via the link in bio. I'm Dr. Fred Markets. See you in the next one.